What's up, Cyberspace Cadets? That's right. It's Sunday. You know what that means. It's time for ice cream because it's an ice cream Sunday. And ice cream Sunday is a mighty tasty thing. It's a treat. And today is a very special occasion. But before I get there, I wanted to say that to me a treat is always talking to somebody that I find interesting. And sometimes you find people so interesting that you end up married to them. And that's no exception with my guest today. As y'all know, all right, so I've done this thing like 121 times-ish, maybe, I don't know, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But I said back in the day, you know, thinking I'd never get there. If I ever get to 1,000 subs, I would interview Uzi Q. Uzi Q. Uzi Q. Blah, blah, blah. We got that out. And so that's exactly what today's show consists of. Me talking to my lovely wife, putting her through the ice cream initiation. So this is it's a fine group of people that she has preceded, and actually they're joining her, in my opinion. So, without any further ado, hello, my lovely Uzi Q. How are you?
I am wonderful, my dear.
We're going to June and Ward this thing.
I'm a little nervous, but we'll get through it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You nervous?
No.
You don't need a visit from me, do you?
not yet.
All right. How about this question? Would you rather have a third eye or a third arm?
Third eye. So I have bad eyesight.
Okay. All right. So everybody knows what the deal is. Chat, greetings. Let me let's say before we do anything, we'll address this. And I do need to bring up a couple of things. This thing and this thing. So yeah, I got a donation from Tom Ann. This is from the other day, actually. It said, we need mugs with President PROSTATE and Vice President Doc Griffin 2028. And I'm down with that. And then the second one is, again, Tom Ann donates $2 this time and says, Taco Foot-Eating Wang, Abomination, or a Biden Plandemic. I don't know exactly what he meant by that. I think he may have been slightly inebriated. So we'll, but it's good food for thought. And thank you so much, man, for the donations. They're much appreciated. And on that note, all right, Uzi. So here's the deal. You know what I got? I got questions for you. All right.
And I hopefully have answers.
and this is, of course, all right. So I put out a thing on my community page a while back, you know, asking for questions. I've incorporated them in today's set. So you'll be hearing for questions from Becca Fairley, in addition to Messiah of CAC, and oh Lord, what is Ding Ding Rugged English? That's his name, I believe. And if you have any questions, just jot them down on some paper so you don't forget them. And at the end of the show, what I'll do is, I'll hit y'all up and, give you the signal. But I'm going to ask her pretty much. I've got some change up here because it just, it's my wife, right? So I know plenty of shit about her. So there's some questions that I'm not going to ask that might be roughly embarrassing to her. So, and me. Oops.
Especially to you.
Oops. Yeah, really, exactly. And on that note, are you ready? Let's get into the dog and cat room. All right, where everything's mellow. Got a little boogie music playing in the background, just a little bit, and we are on the bridge of the Enterprise. And with that in play there, all right, Uzi Q. So I always ask people, how long have you been on hanging around YouTube, and what made you? What was your main reason that you decided? What brought you to YouTube? Basically, is the question I'm going to ask you.
YouTube?
The YouTube.
I suppose. I want to say 3 years. Started listening to the main thing, Worski Live, of course, and that's where that was 2017, I think, and just been hanging around, met a lot of interesting, cool people.
Yeah,
but I'm not a streamer. So.
Well, a lot of them are in the chat too. So let's say hey to Michael Hatfield, Johnny Hellcat, Rose of the Opinions, of course, Sir Adamantine. He goes way back with us, so he's fam. Snugs McLeod, greetings, Duck Dog, Bunny, the lovely Bunny. She's so cute. Don't you think, Uzi? Hello?
Yes, I think Bunny is adorable. She has a lovely voice.
Cool. Thought I lost you there for a second there. YouTube going full Rothschild on us. What does that mean? Is there some problems out there with the chat, the audio or anything? But just let us know. I'll keep an eye out for it. Okay. Potato and yelling hello. Warhawk. Okay. Of course, Cynical Lindsay, greetings. Gaming and Yelling, there you are. I wonder where you was gonna be.
Yay!
Yay! Quinn the Cultist. Saw that name. Doku. Hey man. Pear the Bear. Like that name, just kind of rolls off the tongue real easy. And of course, Mr. Dangerous Freedom, he's been there from the get-go as well. So, Tourish, of course, salute, sir. Yes, Taiwan is number one. Just going to say it right now, or you have to. All right, so, Uzi, sorry, what would you say about me right now? Would you say squirrel? Would that be a squirrel?
Yeah, rabbit, squirrel.
Yeah, kind of. Okay. So
carry on.
Yeah. All right, so you want to talk about your name, the nickname Boo Boo, and why Boo Boo Bear is like your main avatar?
Okay. A couple of reasons behind that. The Boo Boo is having to do with, that's the nickname IRATE gave me a long time ago. And also, I had a dog. We had a dog when I was a little kid named Boo, who was a Chihuahua. So that name goes kind of far back.
Right.
And Uzi Q is a play on my real name, which isn't that hard to figure out. It has nothing to do with Uzis or guns, although it can have that meaning. Also.
Yeah.
And I had a blog back when blogs were a thing, and it was called Uzi's Musings, and it was it was what it was, which wasn't that much, but that's when I started using the Uzi name.
Right. And if you ever a chance, we were big fans of this guy named Acid Man, who had a blog called Gut Rumbles, if you ever have a chance to just look that up, I think it's gutrumbles.net. And just look at some of his, he passed away a long time ago. He was just a classic, crazy motherfucker. Great, very, very, very nifty. And on that note, we're going to ask Uzi the question that I always open with everybody is there a food from your childhood that you hated, you couldn't stand it, and now as an adult, you actually like it?
Yeah, actually, squash. I hated squash when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Now I love it, and I love to make it, and that's the one that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Just, those pronounced in my mind. So yeah, I make a really good squash, zucchini squash, yellow squash on dish. And so there's that.
Yeah. You're not going to get all bubble gump on me and start going through that many ways to cook squash.
No.
No. All right. I'm going to ask you one of these special questions. All right. Ready?
Oh, okay.
What's the last show you binge watched?
Last show we binge watched was a show called Killing Eve, which is about an assassin, and it's got 3 seasons. It's on Amazon.
Yeah, and BBC, right? It's BBC America too.
BBC America, and it's got humor, and it's got this character. She's
pretty murderous,
complicated, but she enjoys killing, and you should check it out. It's called Killing Eve. That's the last one that was binged in the household here.
Killing Eve, that's right. I thought it was good too, to be honest. Using one word, how would you describe your family growing up?
Only word that comes to mind right now is average and normal. I have a brother, mom, dad, brother, intact family. Grew up in the suburbs, very quiet, in the 70s, which, was a very, very different time. I'd say that it was as normal as, when you think of also, there were, we had the whole, we went on vacations. We did all the stuff. Right. I had a good childhood.
Yeah.
Growing up. Yeah.
All right. So, who would you say is the most influential person on you as a child?
I would say my dad.
What kind of kid were you?
I was a very quiet, very shy, very just kept to myself, introvert. I don't know if it was my dad so much, but my mom was very concerned because I didn't really like have a lot of friends. I didn't really like hang around the kids at school. And I went to several schools before I finally got to high school. For whatever reason, I was switched to, 4 or 5 different schools before I got out of middle school. So by the time I got to high school,
why do you think you had to be in so many different schools?
I'm not sure. I can't say because I don't know what, because it was not my choice. It was not my choice to do that because I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that us finding out about the Asperger's had anything to do with it, maybe?
That was much later, but yeah, I've been diagnosed. I am Asperg. I have Asperger's syndrome, which actually is a great relief to know because it means I'm not I'm not completely fucked up in my head. So I have a legitimate thing. And I was a very anxious child. There's one story, and I don't remember. There's a couple stories. I was adopted when I was a baby, and when I was 3, they brought my brother home. They adopted him. So everybody was at the house, grandparents, aunts, uncles. I ran down to the neighbor's house. Okay. And from what I'm told by my mom, I was, I don't know if they didn't notice I was gone or what. I was being misplaced by the little ship that was my brother, who I love. But at the time, it was just kind of a traumatic thing. Because I had been the only one for years. I guess that's the way a lot of older siblings. I'm the oldest, so.
Yeah, we're the we're the experiment, right? Being firstborn. Yeah, she and I are both the oldest in our family. So, let's see. So what about your favorite holiday or time of the year? Something that fires you up, gets you excited.
Oh, I like Christmas now still, but Christmas,
because
it was just because, my mom went all out, decorated. We had the family over. It was just a lot of time to spend with family. As a kid, that was, I think, my favorite holiday. Now it's Halloween.
Are you sure? Because we need a little Christmas right this very minute.
We do right now.
I feel
we need an end to this year. We need to get through. We need to get through the New Year's Eve, and then hopefully things will get better.
If there's a temporal rectum, we are definitely spot dab in the middle of it. Dead center. Bullseye. Let's see. So if you could go back and talk to little Uzi Q at the age of 8, what would you say to her?
I would say to her, most important thing I would say is do not worry about what other people think of you, because one day, and the other thing I would say is one day you'll grow up and none of this shit will matter. Because, I compare myself to other kids, other people. I was quiet. My sibling was very outgoing. My mom was very outgoing. I thought I was messed up. I thought there was something wrong with me. I would tell that kid, one day it'll be better. And just don't worry about what other people think of you. As our friend Adamantine says, embrace apathy. Now, I don't know about apathy, but I just wouldn't wouldn't. If I could go back, I would just not worry so much about what other people thought.
I think that's good advice for people too, because I think, you know, that's kind of a universal thing that I think happens with more people than, you know, than one would guess, right? Because I mean, if everybody's, you know, that it's like the old fake it till you make it thing. It's like nobody ever told me to do that, right?
Oh, me either. Me either.
Exactly. You know, it's like, I don't know, I didn't pick up on it. maybe, you know, it's like I'm the defective one here. Let's see, not implying that anybody's defective anywhere. So what would you say? All right, so what was elementary and middle school like for you, since you bopped around so much?
I think I liked school. I was, you know, because I think I was pretty sharp academically.
What kind of grades did you make?
You know, A's and B's. You know, that part was the easy part, the school part.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite subject?
Reading, English, of course. They didn't really like math or science that much.
Lou Stool donates $2 and says Mad Max was 2021 and we're only on the ramp up. This is going to get interesting.
Oh, no.
Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it.
Oh.
All right.
Don't curse us, please.
Well, you know, maybe it'll have the opposite effect. That's what I think. So,
I hope so.
Yeah, really. Did you ever do anything crazy when you were a kid? What's the craziest thing you did as a kid?
Gosh, crazy. I was not. I didn't do anything crazy, and that's you know, that's. I'm not exaggerating. I really was just a very quiet, introverted, safe, normal kid. I mean, I don't think I was normal. I just think I was very sheltered, and I let my brother do all the risky stuff.
I do think an important facet of you is the fact of how well you know football.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
It's a requirement in the state of Alabama where we live. Either for Auburn, you're for Alabama. And that's ingrained from pretty much birth. Mm. And so we went to football games. You know, it's like people are, you know, you don't get it. NFL is boring. You have to watch college football, and especially SEC football, because much more interesting. And I went to the games when I was growing up, and I didn't know anything about football except I just cheered when everybody else cheered. Of course, I learned a lot along the way. When my dad would say when I was 2 years old, I could name all the players on the team. Yeah, it's a Alabama thing. It's very people from other parts of the country are sometimes they're baffled. But I'm an Auburn fan. IRATE is an Alabama fan. So
yeah,
call that a
in
mixed
Alabama.
marriage.
Yeah, that's a mixed marriage in Alabama.
And
just saying.
We just didn't tell my parents he was an Alabama fan until they got to know him.
That's the truth.
And liked him. They approved.
I dazzled them with my personality. That's right. And then we told them I was an Alabama fan. That's funny.
But,
yeah. dude.
Okay. And that's you know, people, that's just what, you know, that's all normal to us. It's just, it may
Yeah,
sound a little weird to other people.
yeah. You hear Uzi barking at the at some of these what do you call them, announcers? You know, that call the games.
Yeah, I'm not such a sweet, nice person.
It's like that was a fucking fumble. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll move on. How about we shift gears a wee bit here? Just shift
Okay.
a wee bit now. Um, where did it go? Oh, what was the first recorded music that you ever owned? First album, or 7-inch, if you want to talk about that.
Okay. Well, the first album, this sticks out in my head because my well, the movie Grease came out when I was like 8. And for Christmas that year, my aunt, my mom's sister, gave me the soundtrack album of Grease. And I thought that was really cool. Yeah, so yeah. Well, the first like cassette, because it was cassettes back then, because we're old as fuck. The first cassette I don't know, but this sticks out in my mind too because I can't remember everything. Was Madonna's first album, and then I thought she was black when I first heard her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is back when Madonna was like hot and the
Lucky Star,
Lucky Star, Borderline.
Mm-hmm. Like a Virgin.
No,
that was the second.
Well,
album,
not that. That was, you know, came later.
Yeah,
but yeah, I was like 11, 12 years old, and Duran Duran, and I was one of those because that was, you know, when MTV came out, back when they showed videos, just, you know, these 5 really cute boys. I mean, they weren't boys, but
you know, in retrospect, it's like I hated them when they were out because they were on MTV all the fucking time. But you got a chance to like catch a show, like, you know, nowadays with the musicianship was so impressive. I was really blown away by how, you know, musically, you know, able they are. Right. Very, very.
Oh yeah, I had the poster on my wall and all that. So I wasn't.
So who was your favorite one? Was it? Yeah, Simon Le Bon girl.
Yeah, Simon.
Yeah, a Le Bon girl.
Simon, he was the lead singer. It's very. Their videos on MTV were like little mini movies, and they were like travelogues because they would go to different countries and film their videos. It was back when videos, you know, were the thing, and now it's just MTV is just shit now because they don't play any music.
Right.
And not that any music today is worth. Sorry.
Well, there's that thing that app that we downloaded, which is like MTV with commercials, and you can, you know, pay like about $2 a month for it, and, you know, have it without commercials, something like that. You know, yeah, I missed the option to be unable to turn on just a channel and just play music. So that's what a lot of what I do is, you know, when I've got YouTube on the TV, is I'll go through a little music thing. So Uzi and I will kind of jam out, go on these weird excursions. Is it fun for you?
Yes, because yes, it's nostalgic, and it's also a nice break from the real world.
Right.
You know, something you can turn your brain off completely and just remember back to that time, or just realize that even though you heard those songs, some of them a jillion times on the radio when you were growing up, like in the 70s, to hear them again now, it's like, oh my God, that was such a good song, and I didn't even realize it, because I heard it so much.
Yeah.
We started watching this channel, these two college guys, Andy and Alex, and they get suggestions from their viewers, and it's not stuff that's like necessarily humongous all the time, but it's interesting to hear these young men talk about
their takes on takes on
it's
stuff
good
that we
know
grew up
that
listening to, right?
Other people think is shit. Other people think, today's music is shit.
Well, it is. I mean, it's like when you listen to it was even back in the day is better than the shit that's coming out now. And I'm just shooting straight. That's my opinion. It's like it just amazes me how auto-tune, all that shit, man. It's just like it's turned into garbage. It's like I don't recognize it, and maybe that means I'm old. But it does make me realize that the old stuff is.
I didn't mean to go off on a tangent.
No, that's kind of like what we like to do here,
Right.
Yeah, go off on tangents.
Oh, hit me with the next shot.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what you think about Pat. Anyway, Pat Benatar. Hit me with the best shot, right?
Anyway.
All right. So, all right. I know you got some discs in the car right now. We still use CDs. What's your go-to music when you're just all alone by yourself? What do you usually like to pop in?
I like classic rock, grunge. Right. We actually, when Soundgarden came out, grunge, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, heavy duty stuff.
Crunchy.
It's just, and classic rock, like like AC/DC and even something like Black Sabbath, Rush, Kansas. Yeah, I'm one of the women that likes Rush, so I guess that's a thing. But
Lindsay does too. So it's like, yeah, you guys are the what I don't know. The percentage of females at a Rush given Rush concert back in the day was about 30%, 28 to 35%.
So 3 CDs that are in the car right now.
Yeah.
Are Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, Pearl Jam, 10, and the Cult, Sonic Temple.
Yeah.
And they're great too. So I'm a 80s baby, and it's thanks to IRATE that my music taste. I went to college and my music taste expanded, like to REM, and that era, the Georgia bands, the Athens, Georgia bands.
Yeah.
But then
and they called it college rock back then too, right?
So
alternative.
Yeah, music is. I think I have on my Twitter page something like says music is life, and that sounds really stupid. That's a stupid cliche, but it is. I just would not. I don't understand people who don't enjoy music, but that's just my opinion. So.
Yeah, I think that, and I think that's something you learn is that good art withstands the test of time.
Indeed.
Right. Yeah. So moving on, what's your guilty pleasure musically?
Why did Britney Spears pop in my head? I don't know. She just turned 40. I don't know.
Oops, she did it again. You're not that innocent.
One-hit wonders. Goofy shit. I can't think of anything particular. Pop.
All right, out of the one-hit wonders, what's one that comes to mind?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I honestly can't think of any right now.
I just thought the Thompson Twins, Hold Me Now.
Oh, it's like Everybody Wang Chung Tonight. Everybody Wang Chung Tonight.
Yeah, and Safety Dance. That's another good one.
Oh, yeah, the Safety Dance.
Ding, 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 ding.
And I don't hear this one as much, but there's this song called In a Big Country, because they had a really cool video.
They were
where they
a
made
good
their
band,
guitars
man.
sound
Yeah.
archives.
Yeah.
Just stuff that like I said, I've gotten really nostalgic in the past a few years. I guess that comes with getting older, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Not at all. All right, so what about so high school? Let's just go on to this question. What's the most useless talent you have? Because I think we covered the school thing pretty good.
Useless talent. God, I'm really boring.
We're doing great.
I can take a pen and twirl it around all my fingers.
Okay.
Like I don't know.
Yeah, like a baton, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's back when the fidget spinner was a thing, I have one. I like goofy stuff like that.
It is kind of fun, goofing around
Stuff
with stupid shit like that.
Stuff you do when you're sitting there just not thinking about anything.
So, all right, we won't talk about the first time that you got naked with a boy.
Let's not.
Which was me.
No one wants to know about it. No one really wants to know. Anyway.
It was fast.
Anyway, fast.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It's bringing me out. Anyway, go away, Bill. Describe the first time you got shit-faced.
Okay. I will. Okay. I don't know if I was shit. I'll tell. There's two stories. When I turned 21, I was in college, and my brother came up to visit me. Of course, he's 18 years old, so I just turned 21, and so he's like, because he was one of those, like he was way different from me, and it's like he wanted me to go. So we bought these wine coolers, and they were awful. Okay. I didn't really get shit faced. It was just, because those things are horrible.
Mm.
The main story was when I was in high school, and I didn't party, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything. My parents were out of town for whatever reason, and two friends came over, and they had some alcohol, and I think I drank some something god awful. But so we went out somewhere, and coming back, my friend followed me to make sure, because I was a little tipsy, and I puked out the side of I had the window down, and I puked out the car window.
Was the car moving when you did that?
Car was moving. Yeah, I was going back home. I don't remember what we had done, but we had driven around because it was pretty much all you did over there where we lived. And so I puked out the window. So that was a Saturday night, and the next morning was Sunday, and I went to church. So I go out to the car, and the car was a white car, and there's all this all stuck to the driver's side door. So I had to clean that off. And then I was a church girl. IRATE likes to talk about how I was a good church girl. I went to church, and the sermon was about hypocrisy. So I felt really guilty about it.
Yes.
That was out when I was 17, 18. So
corruption
that was
is one
the
of my
one
favorite things. Goat man, thanks. Giggity back at you. Tribute Cast, good to see you. Dan S, what's up? Duck Dog. I think I saw you earlier, didn't I? And of course, Wikipedia snippet. The snippet. Okay.
Hello.
Let's see, where am I at? I got all these questions written down. Let's do this one. Let's see. What was one of the best gifts you ever received as a child? This was, you were talking about this yesterday. This is great.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is. So I really liked dill pickles when I was a kid. I still do. But one year, my grandparents. This is dumb, but I was a kid, so this was really exciting to me. They had bought me a gallon jar of dill pickle chips. A whole, one of the big, humongous ones you buy, like.
How old were you?
Costco or Sam's or something. And I was like, thought it was the coolest thing. Because I don't know. I don't think I'd asked for it or anything like that, but that's one of the things they gave me when I was a young kid.
How old were you? What do you think?
8, 9, 10. I don't know, somewhere in there.
So
but my sweet grandparents, yeah, they had a sense of humor.
Was it your mom's side or your dad's side?
My mom's side.
Okay, I know him.
Yeah, my mom's parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got stuff like bikes and stuff like that when we were kids. One year I got from Santa, one of those chalkboards like you get when you're a little kid. I read a lot too when I was. That's another. I don't know why I'm
All
saying
right, so
that, but I
if
was
you had to live in another country for a month, what country would you choose and why?
um Australia.
Hmm.
Um because I think the people are really chill down there. They're hardcore in some ways, but I think they're a lot like Southerners. I wouldn't want to live out too far where all the spiders and snakes could get us, but um, it just, it's just, I don't know if it's everything's backwards. Um, mm,
Yeah, you live to see the toilet water go the other way around the drain.
right, and it to be summer and summertime when it's Christmas and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
I
be
don't know.
great, kind of cool, wouldn't it?
There's there's a lot of places I would like to go visit, but not. I wouldn't want to live. Not right now, anyway.
What's the last thing you made? Just while I'm looking at it.
As far as what
What's the last
food,
thing you made?
I made a dressing for Thanksgiving.
It was the best damn dressing I've ever eaten, y'all.
And I cooked a turkey breast.
And I don't bullshit about this. You know, when she blows it, she blows it. But when she gets a formula together, if she does it right once, she can do it that way every time. So yeah.
So
Yeah, that dressing was really good. You killed it. It was some good shit.
I agree.
And that
It's
means
very
that
good.
every time she cooks it from now, it'll be the same thing. So these exciting questions, Irate. All right, shift gears a wee bit here. And what's your favorite horror film?
Favorite. I always go to Halloween, the first one.
You do.
And I watch every year, and the reason, and it's only because of this man that I never thought I would enjoy horror movies. I didn't know a lot about that genre, but the thing about Halloween is, and he brought this out to me, is you don't see a lot of the violence. I mean, that was a different time, of course, but it's all suspense. It's all what you don't see. And, it's going to happen because I've seen it 5,000 times. But
yeah, but when most people, get asked about how bloody it is, they say it's really a bloody movie.
It's not.
There's not a drop of blood in it, hardly. That's what I think that the ability for Carpenter to be able to do that is,
there's a lot of them that I would have to mention. There's some kind of extreme, people would call it, what is it, horror porn, murder porn, but like things like there's a movie called Don't Breathe, which is really good. That's very, very good. Drag Me to Hell. God, I've seen so many because of you.
Drag Me to Hell is really underrated, man. Y'all, it's a great horror film, and it's Sam Raimi at his best, and it's PG-13, I believe.
And also,
And
I like some of the J horror. Still creeps me out to see in the Asian horror movies the little kid with the white face and the hair. Okay. And the thing that freaks me out. See, I didn't see The Exorcist till I was an adult, so it doesn't really scare me. But the thing that freaks me out still is the little girl coming down the stairs, crab walking backwards. That freaks me out. And if I see anyone doing that, and any, it's like,
Right.
You know.
All right, so let's see. What about, all right, so who's your favorite horror film director when it comes to body of work?
Oh, John Carpenter, probably the better known. Eli Roth, Hostel, those movies. Saw, you know.
Yeah,
the ones with lots of remakes always, it goes back to the first. You know, I remember we saw the movie Saw, and the version we had was like kind of, it wasn't the best quality, but
yeah, it looked like it was like a bootleg, but it was like a kind of, it had a real feel to it, right? There was a version released on the internet. That was I think it was a marketing tactic.
Yeah, and
I downloaded it when we watched it.
And you know, found footage is kind of a passé thing, but the first found footage was Blair Witch Project, the first one. We saw it in the theater, and it was, you know, that was pretty much everything that came after. If you see any movie that has like 1 or 2 sequels or more, there's very few that the sequels are better. And
right.
Like The Exorcist 3 is better than The Exorcist. So.
Okay. Let's see. What about books? Who's your favorite authors? She's over here.
I haven't read a lot. Like I said, when I was young, I read all the time. I'm into, you know, it depends on the genre, really. I like Poe. I mean, he wrote a lot of poetry. I like Stephen King. Not really the newer stuff, but I'm my favorite kind of story is the Gothic. If it's horror, I like Gothic horror. You know, I love that era.
Cynical Lindsay interjects into the chat. Exorcist 3 is Chef's Kiss. You've seen that. We've both seen that, and we think I love that movie. That's a fantastic. Is it the perfect
when I went to college
horror suspense film? I don't know.
When I went to college, I was an English major, and you know, I will be the first to tell you it's not the most useful major, because when I went to college, I didn't know what I wanted to do, because I was clueless about pretty much a lot of things. But I learned to love Shakespeare in college. Shakespeare. And
the moon, like a testicle, hangs low in the sky.
You know, I've read plenty of classics. The book that I read a book called The Alienist last year.
Yeah.
That ended up being a TV show. So I read the book. The author name is Caleb Carr, and then the sequel it's been sitting sitting there not being read is called The Angel of Darkness, and that was a show also. I like him, and
it's
the
like
other
each
thing
season's a book, right? Of the show,
Right.
TV show.
Well, the book came out previous to it. There are books that I've read that made into movies that I will not watch the movie because they fuck it up.
All right,
Okay?
here's two like questions that I don't usually ask people. What's the your favorite gift that I've given you? And B, what's your favorite way we spend time together?
Favorite gift besides the engagement ring, when you gave me the engagement ring, was that powder box, that antique ceramic powder box. You remember that?
With the J top, yeah.
The J top, and I just, he totally surprised me with that.
Is that still? That's not. Did that break?
No.
Okay. Right.
It's sitting on the dresser with jewelry in it.
Okay. So you still like it?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Because it's very pretty, and it's very, it was a total surprise because he and I aren't like, we don't do the whole gift giving thing, but back and forth, The year we were already kind of engaged. He gave me the ring for a Christmas present. So my parents' house, and what did I gave? Oh, I bought him an answering machine. Okay. So it's like, okay, go get that gold ball ornament off the tree.
Well,
okay.
It's right. They wanted to take a picture with me and her, and I had set this up. Okay.
So I
it's like, well, I didn't have anything to give her, right? Because I forgot to bring her gift, right?
I was going, okay, that's
and then so
okay, and then I noticed there was a little hinge and a little way to open it, and there was the engagement ring, and that ornament had been on the tree for like a week.
2 weeks.
Because he had asked me.
It was 2 weeks before. Right, hanging right in plain sight. Yeah, it was a gimmick Christmas tree ball. It opened up right in a clamshell kind of thing, and the ring was in that. It came from the jeweler that I bought it from.
And that had to be the favorite. And I love to tell that story because it's and then I still have that Christmas ornament. So.
Yes, I was rewarded. We're not going to say how. All right, so moving on. Let's see. Oh yeah. Well, no. What the second question was? What's your favorite way we spend time together?
We're pretty boring. My favorite way is we just hang out. We're boring. We watch movies. We watch interesting TV shows. We watch a lot of YouTube. We just kind of hang out and do boring kind of things. Because, we just like to spend time together. Because we actually, after 27 years, I've known him for almost 30. We just like to hang out with each other. and just talk about stupid crap, you know, and
I enjoy hanging out with you too. So it's never a dull moment. It's always something goofy. Yeah, but between us, we can find something stupid to talk about.
So it's nothing exciting.
But yeah, there's also the romance thing. You know.
Yeah.
We like kissing. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's like, all right, so making out is underrated. Just saying.
It is.
It really is. Because, you know, it's the thing. Anyway. All right, so talk about you're a fan of the ID Network. Talk about your favorite true crime books, or you have any
books? Not any books. I watch Investigation Discovery. It's, you know, true crime. My favorite show on there is called Deadly Women. You know, it's the host. She's a former profiler with the FBI, and she will do 3 different segments about 3 different, you know, she goes back into the 1800s even, because women are bitches. And but you know, people were like, well, you could think, you know, the main things people kill each other for are money, or sex, or greed, you know, 7 deadly sins, take your pick. But I just, you know, like the element of also watching the detectives put the clues together to solve the crime. It's all true stories, so, you know, and they use actors, but it's just, you know, I think it's very interesting, and I think a lot of other people feel that way too. All
right, so what about, do you have any favorite sci-fi movies?
Two. Alien. First 2 Aliens, Aliens, and The Thing.
Oh wow!
All the things. They're both kind of horror, also.
Yeah.
But sci-fi. Oh. I just thought of one thing. I don't know if this qualifies for sci-fi, but there's a movie called Chappie.
Yeah, Chappie book. Man, that's a great. I love that movie too.
South African creates a robot. I don't remember the backstory, but it's what the all the police are robots.
Yeah.
And this creates one that's able to learn, you know, and it's just and Hugh Jackman is like the bad guy, because he's trying to create the bigger, badder robot, you know.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Chappie's good. What is that director's name? He did District 9 and Elysium.
I can't remember.
Yeah, God, that's
Elysium's good too.
Yeah. Andromeda Strain is Jack Gunsky. That's a great story, and the original movie is really good too. Crichton is definitely a huge thing in my book. Westworld, all that shit, right? It's all him.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite dramatic movie?
Dramatic. movie. God, I've seen so many things. I've seen so many things. I really can't think of one in particular.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. Is that considered a dramatic movie?
Because you didn't ask me about the Christmas thing.
No, I mean just drama-wise.
It is drama, but there's also humor and real life. It is drama pretty much. It's about a man who, you've seen it, which a lot of people have seen it, finds out what life was like without him in it. And, it's the time period it was done in. You could not remake that movie now. I guess you could. People have tried, but I just love Jimmy Stewart.
Dude, Cynical Lindsay popped a good one out there. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That is a great movie.
He was talking about that with
Five Easy Pieces too, man. Talking Nicholson.
Lindsay was talking about young Brad Dourif.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Billy Bibbit. Yep.
Yeah.
Say hey. Hold on. Say hey to Tennessee Marine. Welcome, sir. Trippy Cast.
Yeah.
What do you say it again? They all just talking up in that chat there, boo boo. All right. Let's see. All right. So, what about TV series? What's your favorite TV series?
Does it matter what genre?
No.
Oh. Because I watch reruns of it all the time. It's Criminal Minds, Law and Order.
Yeah.
Law and Order, not SVU because that went to shit. Law and Order, Criminal Intent. You see, we're in a familiar vein here. I like. There's not many good sitcoms. I liked back in the day. I liked Big Bang Theory. I know it gets not a lot of love from people, but I liked it. God, I can't think of. There's, you know what? The second. There's so many. There's a lot.
Okay.
We watch a lot of British stuff, so there's things like Luther.
There's
a
couple
The Walking
though.
Dead.
Yeah, The
Walking Dead was good.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones when it didn't, except for the last season.
But you're my queen. You're my queen. But you're my queen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jon Snow, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing, Jon Snow.
You need another for the watch for that shit. I'm just saying. It was the writers anyway. But all right, and on that note, we're going to mosey over to let's see. Is he burning on this deal? All right, in 40 years, what will people be nostalgic for, do you think?
Just having conversations with each other, face to face, possibly even, if we're going the way we go now, we're not gonna have much human contact. So people will be nostalgic for just being around other human beings. And just simpler things, the simple things in life.
Yeah.
Like just doing things the analog way, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to go go back to you know, rotary phones or anything like that, but it's like I still wear a analog watch because, you know, I'm just, you know, like I said, I've gotten nostalgic in the past, especially in the past few years.
All right, so if you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what would that be?
Of anything.
Yeah.
And this is really going to sound totally self-centered, but it's like, did I make any you know, did I make any difference in the world? How did my life affect
that's a fair question, I think. Yeah.
You know, I'm very, you know, I can be very like self-centered, so it would be all about me.
All right, so I know you don't have any tattoos, but if you were to get one, what would you get, and where would it be on your body?
Yeah. Well, about 10 years ago, I thought about getting one. When I was 40, when I turned 40, I wanted a Celtic cross of some sort. Probably would be on my back of my shoulder. Nothing too big or too colorful, because I think, in my opinion, some color tattoos looked like shit. But yeah, I thought about, that's something I would still consider getting, but I wouldn't want it very big.
Sounds hot.
I've got a couple of scars too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I have a scar on my forehead. From
Tell the story, man.
At one of my birthday parties when I was a kid, we were friends with the people who lived next door, and the son, who was a year younger than me, and we had a love-hate relationship, me and this kid, and we're still like friends today. He hit me in the head with a pair of scissors, and I still have a scar. You can barely see it now. Oh yeah, and that's the main one I wanted to mention, because that's a funny story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you got a pair of scissors stuck into your head?
Wasn't stuck. I don't remember it, but there are pictures of me crying because I was a very sensitive child, and my birthday party, man. I don't know what led to it.
It was your birthday, and you could cry if you wanted to.
Oh, I have a funny story also about that same kid. Okay. We were in the back. You know this story. We were in the backyard, and there's a fence, and he went, and I went, and he goes, and I go, and it goes back and forth and then I ran inside, and I said, hey, he said, I was a very sensitive child. You know, all that stuff that's really funny now, that I guess was kind of traumatic when I was a kid. I don't know. I was a very anxious child, but I clearly run out of that.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Are you?
Yes. I'm sorry, I had to go off on another tangent.
That's fine, man. That's kind of every show is fun to do for me, because everything's different. Everybody's different. This has turned out to be a lot more fun. I was terrified, so you're doing great. What is your spirit animal?
I'm a dire wolf.
Oh wow!
Like from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
A
Nice.
big old. Yeah.
So would it be Nymeria?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have a stuffed Nymeria that I
That's
keep
right.
watch over the closet, the walk-in closet. So I'm looking at her right now.
Wait.
It was Arya's dog.
Yes. Ilaria.
Anyway.
Let's see. Let me see. I'm coming up with one of these extra questions. Who is the most famous person you've ever met?
Most famous.
Mm-hmm.
Met Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla
Mm-hmm.
came to our town and
did.
did a little. I don't know if they do it anymore, but they were doing a live show of Loveline,
Yeah.
and so we met both of them briefly,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if we met Adam Carolla, but I do remember meeting Dr. Drew.
We shook both their hands and got their autographs, I think.
I think
Just one sentence chat. What calms you down the most? Music segue, perfect doing
calms me down. Going out and getting outside, taking walks, listening to music, writing, which I don't do as much as I want to. Things that you can just get lost in. That calms me down.
If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would that be?
I think you already asked me that one.
Did I?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right. I went
Went out of order.
You asked me that one already.
Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. If you could go back in time and spend a week with any person, who would it be? That's what I meant to ask.
Any person?
Yeah.
I have said one time I said Edgar Allan Poe, and somebody's like, "Well, that's depressing." Second time. I don't know. It's just gonna sound cliche, but I'm like someone like, any of the Bronte sisters. They were two or three of them that wrote novels in the 1800s. My favorite book is called Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. It's a Gothic romance, of course.
Is that about
any of
anal
those?
sex?
No, it is not.
Sorry.
It is not. It's a Gothic romance. Crazy ex-wives in the attic of the manor, and governess falls in love with the master of the house, and it's all very up my alley.
No doubt.
Shakespeare, I don't know. He might be an asshole, but I like his work.
All right. And now we are at that part of the show where I ask you what's called the Lipton questions. James Lipton had a show called Inside the Actor Studio. Excellent stuff. It's still You can watch some of it on YouTube. The dude had a fantastic style. He really did his homework on these actors, right? But he would always ask each one of them these same set of questions, right? And he picked them up from this French interviewer named Pivot, or P-I-V-O-T. And so that's, some people call these the pivot questions, and thinking it's pivot from one thing to another, but it's the Pivot is the guy's name. So that worthless bit of trivia aside, Uzi Q, what is your favorite word?
Hope.
What is your least favorite word?
Like.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
It's also good writing.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. What turns you off?
What turns me off? Oh, lying. People who are lying and fake people.
Let's see. What is your favorite curse word?
Motherfucker. Motherfucker.
It cracks me up when I hear you say it like that. That's good. What sound or noise do you love?
Quiet. That's the sound.
Yeah,
sound of silence.
Yeah. Sound of silence. All right. What sound do you or noise do you hate?
Babies crying. I work in retail, so I hate screaming children, babies crying, and people trying to find their family in the store saying Marco Polo. Marco Polo. Drives me crazy.
Man, no shit.
So don't do that, people. It's very annoying.
Man, kill that fucking baby. Oh man, yeah, you can tell we fit together like a fucking puzzle pieces. So what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Ah, yes. And a lot of people might find this surprising. I don't know, but I always thought it would be fun to be a background singer in a traveling rock band, like Leonard Skinner or Pink Floyd or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watching those, live stuff, performances, it just looks. I know it's a lot of hard work, but it also looks like they're having a ball. So that's I want to be one of the, what do they call the Leonard Skinner girls?
Yeah, the honkettes.
Wahoo.
Yeah.
Something like that, or like that. That's something I would love to do.
Nice.
Or be a drummer.
Wow.
I'm not musical at all.
What profession would you not like to do?
Anything having to do with medicine.
Right.
Or a teacher. I don't have the temperament for it.
Totally. So if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Welcome home.
Nice. All right, so we're wrapping that part up. So what that means is cue them questions up, people in the chat. You got anything you want to ask Uzi? This is the time to do it. And so
be nice.
Yeah, put multiple question marks in, so we'll be able to delineate them from, because I have to scan at different stuff because I'm doing production as well as doing everything else. But while we're waiting for these questions to stack up, I would read the ones that were put on the my community site here on YouTube. Rugged English 2 weeks ago popped in and said, "IRATE prostate, huh? It's your wife." All right, he wants to know, Uzi, what's your favorite thing about talking on YouTube?
Well, mostly I'm quiet, but it's most fun when we're just shooting the shit. Being goofy. It's fun when I've had a drink or two, mostly one. Just chilling, and I just especially it's not everybody. I'm very particular about who I talk to. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. All right.
But
so
I enjoy the big social.
So what do you like to research and talk about on the internets?
Research. Right now, a lot of I guess I'm looking at a lot of the political machinations of what's going on.
Right.
I'm not very political, it's very fucked up, and it's kind of interesting, but it's mostly fucked up. I mostly like to look at pictures of puppies and kitties.
That's right. Let's see. What's your favorite thing about 2020?
That I still have a job.
Well, it's interesting. I want to thank Rugged English. If you're here, I appreciate that. Those are great questions to ask Uzi Q. Messiah of Keck 2 weeks ago asks, how did a scrub like IRATE end up with you? That is kind of a good question. It kind of dovetails also with another question I see in the chat.
I never thought I would get married. I was just not, I just didn't think in those. Some women are like, yeah, I want to get married and blah, 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 and have the big wedding and everything. I was like, I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was totally clueless. I met IRATE at the, of all places, the public library.
Yep.
And that was back, God, almost 30 years ago, 1991. We started hanging out, talking on the phone. We were friends. Went to I was still in college. I would write massively long letters back when, that was. I used to write really good letters.
Yeah, those letters are still around here somewhere. I've kept every letter that she wrote to me, and I wrote back to her too.
It's very. I've read some of them; they're very cringy. He would listen to me.
But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, it was good.
But he also was funny and made me laugh. And I went out with one guy, and I don't even want to go into that. But
are you talking about Bob with the microbus?
Yeah, whatever his name was.
Yeah, this guy named Bob. He was a total fucking zero. But the coolest thing about Bob, though, he did drive an orange. The color was ugly, but it was an orange VW microbus.
I don't know how you remember that, because I don't.
Dude.
So
I knew well, all right. So y'all, here's the deal. I knew that I was better than this guy, especially for her, and so I went for it, and I fucking won. Just saying.
It's like I knew at a certain point. I talk about irate all the time at home, and my mom was like, oh, and I'd say, Mom, well, we're just friends and blah blah blah, but she could tell. It got to the point where I would go see him, and I would like, time came to go back home, and I would get really upset, and I didn't like that, because it was, I didn't, you know, it was kind of embarrassing. But I'm gonna tell the story. One night he calls me up and says, "Come on over, I have to tell you something." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I went over there, and I'm not gonna go into all the, it's like,
Well, we watched Rocketeer.
Rocketeer,
Yeah.
and
After the
we were
movie was over,
we were watching, MTV was on.
MTV was on.
Wicked Game by Chris Isaac was on, and we kissed for the first time.
Yeah.
So, long story short, it was friends first. Made me laugh. You know, put up with my shit. Listen to my crying for whatever it was, and the rest is history. And you know,
it is indeed. So Becca Fairley wants to know what do you have any odd collections?
of course she does. No, not at the moment. I used to collect ceramic clowns years ago, but not anymore.
Okay, let's see. All right, now I'm going to go to the chat. All right, Duck Dog is the first one that I see. Bacon wrapped shrimp or bacon wrapped asparagus?
Shrimp.
There you go. Quinn the Cultist asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how sexy is IRATE?
11. He goes to 11. It was a joke.
Indeed. Oh, man. How do you feel about IRATE streams?
I like them. The way I look at it is, he's having fun, he's enjoying himself, and he makes, you know, he's doing what he loves, and I enjoy, you know, I know him, I've known him, but he's, you know, I do. Anyway, sorry.
Colleen can't see me being in the library. That's funny. If you only knew. All right. So it was a dick measuring contest. Not technically, no, because he wasn't aware that anything was going on, and totally and trust me, man, the dude was oblivious, and he was oblivious to how sexy this woman was too. Just saying. He knows if he knew how much he fucked up, he would be kicking himself to this day. He's probably still in an incel. So I'm just saying. Early option VW Beetle was a percolator. Early option in the VW. God, irate, say it. In the VW Beetle was a percolator coffee maker. This thing needs to be a thing in modern cars. Hey man. I don't disagree. Let's see. I'm looking for question marks here, y'all.
Come on. You know you want to ask questions.
Drippy.
Come on.
Oh, dude. So what, so we're kind of at the tail end of this thing, but I mean, I'm going to ask you a couple more of these new questions I found. Let's see. We know what calms you down the most. Let's see. What do you look forward most in a day? What look forward to?
Doing as little as possible.
Nice.
Napping. If I can.
What's your worst habit?
My worst habit is I bite my nails. It's a pretty bad habit.
What's our funniest memory together, do you think?
Funniest. I don't know if this is the funniest, but it's the only one that's coming into my mind. And there's a little, I'm sorry, there's a backstory to everything. We had seen the movie Sling Blade. There's a scene where the lawnmower won't start, and they're trying to fix it, and Sling Blade, Billy Bob Thornton, who's the idiot, says there ain't got no gas in it.
Ain't got no gas in it.
Mm-hmm.
So the first house we lived in, the light in the kitchen went out, and this is not funny the way I'm telling it.
Yeah, I thought the ballast was fucked up on it. So yeah, the bulb.
And I'm like, it's a stupid. I can't think of. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, but that's a classic because it was like, I twist the thing and the light comes on and you go, it ain't got no gas in it. I'm like, that was funny.
It's just stuff that would require a lot of backstory telling, and people don't want to hear me.
Colleen Bernier, the one and only, asks Uzi Q, what's your New Year's resolution for 2021? IRATE prostate too.
I don't really make New Year's resolutions. And I haven't for a long time. Just to
Could be.
I guess not have any high expectations of the next year, because as much as this year's been horrible, we think it's like I don't have high expectations. I just make little goals. I want to, like, eat healthier. Of course, everybody has those personal goals, but I don't really make New Year's resolutions. Read more.
Okay. All right. Does IRATE have any growths that you're scared to tell them about?
Have any what?
Growth.
Any what?
Growths.
Growths that I'm scared to tell him about?
Yeah, I think he's just joking. It was meant to make you giggle now, Lou.
Well, he should know about any growths that he has, so.
What is your favorite food? I missed that one, Lindsay. Sorry about that.
My favorite food is chicken. We've been talking about also like good fried okra. This is what I grew up with. It was like my grandmother was the best cook. The fried okra, mac and cheese, good old Southern. Fried chicken was another one. Just all that stuff that's bad for you but tastes really good.
Yeah. No, that's right. Well, all right, and I'm gonna not put a stop to, but I think it's time to kind of wrap up. Have you mentioned what it's like Christmas present, birthday present shopping for each other?
No, but we really don't do that either.
Well, yeah, what we've done is we just say, okay, you can, we just tell each other what we can spend on a gift. We buy our own self shit.
I'd rather pick out my own
Yeah, it's like my sister, man. She trained us early. It's like money is the right size and the right color. Um,
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
and so yeah, that's kind of the way. Um, uh, besides white elephant gift shit, games like that. That's pretty much how we do that thing. We just go ahead and give cash, man.
Yeah,
It's a
that's yeah. It's
all
easy.
right. So all right, now we're at the question. Who would you say is a criminally undersubscribed YouTuber that you like, you're fond of?
Well, I don't know if he's criminally undersubbed, but he's shadow banned right now as liberal hive mind.
Yeah, he's got a shitload of subs though, but yeah,
Yeah, he's
indeed.
not undersubbed. It's just YouTube's made it where because he's a conservative. Undersubbed. Oh, the Minions.
Millions of the Zoo.
Yeah.
They
Minions of the
only got
Zoo.
a couple hundred. Yeah, you're right. And I mean they've got so many people. Each one should at least have 25 themselves. And I mean that as a compliment. God, man, people can twist shit, boom. So, what about a YouTuber that's way overhyped? Who do you not get?
Mm. I'm not going to say PewDiePie because I don't really watch PewDiePie. Hey, if you can make money doing what he does, more power to you. Overhyped is
Maybe James Charles, whatever.
maybe some of the makeup. I don't know because I don't watch any of those either.
I know, right?
I'm pretty I don't watch much. And we, a lot of the we've watched a lot of Asian cooking videos. So some of those, the souped up recipes is one. She's a very cute little. And
yeah, Yeonmi Park.
Yeonmi Park.
Were you gonna mention her?
Yeah, she's escaped from North Korea, and she talks about, being in America and how really wondrous it is to her because she tells stories about what happened, things that happened when she lived in North Korea. I don't know. That's a main two I can think of.
Right.
Adamantine. He'll hate me doing that, but he doesn't want. He says he doesn't want any more subs. So
yeah. Well, I know.
I love you.
And he definitely, yeah. Uzi got love for her little fam. You know what?
Gaming and yelling too.
Yeah. Billy D, Trippy Cast, everybody, everybody in the fam, Becca.
Yes.
We got to shout out Cynical Lindsay, of course. Blind Press, yes.
All my fam.
That's right. Moonbase Radio, Bear to Bear, whoever. If you got a channel, you're not subbed enough anyway, even if you're like hugely subbed. And I don't know, I Boo Boo. Let's see. Maybe I'll pull up a couple more of these special questions here. What's the worst job you ever had?
No. I worked at a steakhouse, and I guess I worked at a steakhouse when I was like 15 or 16, and I didn't work there very long. It was hot and sweaty, and I didn't like it very much. But I was fortunately still in high school. Also, I was a cashier. My first cashier job, I sucked at it. So, yeah, worst job. Yeah.
What's your favorite fast food restaurant? And then we're done with those that legal questions.
Fast food. I guess. Because I don't really eat fast food, but I'm going to say this and it's going to sound dumb. It's Panera bread, because you do get your food fast and it's good.
Cool.
Not like.
Yeah, well, especially nowadays, it's like the coop's fucking all kinds of shit up. But anywho, and on that note, I do want to like kind of have a last word. Just tell everybody here, marrying Uzi Q was the best decision I've made in my adult life to this day. After 27 years of married, she's my heart, and I love her. You can't imagine how much I love this lady. And it's been really
both
fun.
Gonna cry now.
It's like I cried when we got married.
Cry.
But it's been great fun. Up to this point. Yeah, exactly. We're still having fun. That's you're still the one. That song, man. We're still having fun, and you're still the one.
Okay.
Anyway, I just I don't know, man. I can't have enough fun with this lady. She's funny, and hopefully I keep her laughing. It makes the sting of reality that much softer. It's good to have a person like this as a soft place to fall. Somewhere you can be yourself 100%, 1,000%, or 11,000%. I just
I feel the same. I feel the same way.
That's right, baby. And on that note, we're going to get out of here and fall asleep crying.
I hope you all enjoyed hearing about my semi-boring life. So
that's right. And then if I get 100,000 subs, I don't know.
Well, let's not jump too far ahead, okay?
I'm fucking lying. Just goofing around. All right, fam. All right, we're out of here. Tomorrow, Becca and I are going to be looking at something known as the Great Leap Forward. And there's not a lot to find. There's a part of it that never gets mentioned, and it's this great famine that took place between 1958 and 1962, and millions of Chinese people died. So anyway, I hate communism. Tomorrow's show is more about how much I hate communism and showing Becca how fucked up and how wrong communism is. So, and on that note, say goodbye, boo-boo. I love you, baby.
Bye, y'all. Bye.
Thanks, everybody. It's been awesome. This was a great show. I had fun. I love my woman, and I'm glad y'all like her too. Oh, go check out the Rights Color if it's on.